I'm currently aboard the Carnival Freedom. It's my 15th Carnival cruise, and never have I experienced some of the things that I've seen on this ship. Nor did I ever expect to see this on a cruise. Let's roll the intro. Welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. And once again, welcome aboard the Carnival Freedom. Now, we're gonna dive headfirst into the Carney madness that's been unfolding all around me on board this ship. This happens to be my 15th cruise with Carnival, and let me tell you, this has not been a normal Carnival experience by any stretch of the imagination. It's like the wild, wild west out here on the high seas, and somehow I got a front row ticket to all of the madness. But before I spill the tea, well, why don't you hit that subscribe button and the like button while you're down there? You're not gonna wanna miss out on this story. Now, picture this. We just got on board the ship the other day to sail away from Port Canaveral, and well, like always, I'm doing my thing, walking the top decks, making my rounds, when I decided to stop and enjoy the view of the port right beside the mini golf course, the putt-putt, what have you. Actually, you know what? What do you call it? Is it putt-putt or is it mini golf? Let me know in the comments. Regardless, we're sailing out of Canaveral. It's a beautiful day. There's a dad playing golf with his two kids on the putt-putt course. And when they finished their round of golf, well, Dad, for some reason, decided the ocean needed a few more golf balls, and he encouraged his two kids to go over to the railing of the ship, and he showed them how to throw their golf balls off the side of the ship into the ocean. Now, it's very well understood, it's a very well understood rule that you are never to throw anything into the ocean from the cruise ship. But this guy, he was out there encouraging his kids to do just that. And I was just sitting there watching, thinking, holy balls, is this really happening? Holy golf balls, that is. But that's honestly just the tip of the proverbial Carnival iceberg here on this episode that we're gonna be looking at today, because that's not the only thing I saw go overboard this ship on this cruise in 3 days' time so far. You see, because after the golf ball incident, I walked back to the aft of the ship to see the wake and the sail away and wave goodbye to Port Canaveral. And what do you think I saw back there? Oh, well, it was a bachelor party, and they decided they were gonna have a loogie hawking and spitting contest off the back of the ship, right there. Now, it's not exactly flat on the back of this ship, and what's down there? It's balconies, so I wonder where the spit was going. It's not like it was making it to the ocean, it was down in the balconies below. Could you imagine? You're sitting there enjoying a sail away, sipping your drink on your balcony that you paid a lot of money for, and you get a free refill in your cup. That's kind of gross. And those aren't even the only things I've seen go overboard on this cruise. Like, I've never seen somebody throw anything over a cruise ship in person, unless the wind took it, and that's just an accident. But I saw a lit cigarette thrown over the side of this ship as well, and you know what lit cigarettes can do if they blow back on a cruise ship. That is some scary stuff. So some really, really irresponsible behavior going on board the Carnival Freedom right now. And that's literally just day one of the cruise, and there's still day one things that we're gonna talk about. And this gets better from there in the worst kind of way, because at bedtime, well, old Captain Corey, I settled in for a long slumber that wasn't to be. The cause? Well, at 2 a.m. in the morning, the Bluetooth speaker man decided to make his rounds down my hallway with his purse speaker strapped around his side, playing music at full volume. Oh yeah, it was loud enough, blasting those jams in the hallways at 2 a.m. to wake me up. I peeked my head out to say, keep it down. Who needs sleep though, right? When you can have a free concert outside your stateroom. I gotta say, this has been an every night occurrence with Bluetooth speaker man. Coming around 2 o'clock in the morning after the nightclub closes, I'm assuming, or after the pizza shuts down. And then maybe the grossest thing I've seen this whole cruise happened in the ship's buffet on the second day. And this was like disgusting. A grown man, an adult, probably old enough to be my dad, who should know better. Well, he worked his way, sauntered over to the fruit stand at the buffet, to the pears, which I can't blame him, pears are delicious. Well, then he goes, all in his hand, right in front of the buffet. And well, guess what he did next? Oh, he reached into the pears and he started squeezing all of them to see which one he wanted with the dirty hand. Is this the food contamination Olympics going on here on the Carnival Freedom? Have any of you experienced things like this on a cruise, be it Carnival or another cruise line? I feel like this has just been on another level. And we're literally like only halfway through the things I've seen on board this cruise. I'm just shocked. I literally am shocked at the culture or lack thereof on this ship. And honestly, this is like a microcosm, it's seemingly, of what's going on in the rest of the world today. I don't know if you're experiencing similar things where you live, but there's like a lack of respect that seems like everybody has in day-to-day life right now. It's like a cultural decay going on out there these days. I think it's time for a major reality check for a lot of these cruise jerks. I like that, cruise jerks. We're gonna call them that moving forward. Now, let's get back into the content here. I went to the comedy club the first night of the cruise. I sat dangerously close to the comedian, and I swear, he was eyeballing me like I was gonna be the next punchline. And you know, you get the feeling, you know when they're coming for you next. But that was before my savior came, in the form of a young lady who stood up in the middle of the comedy club, filled with hundreds of people, and yelled something rather shocking. And I'm going to tell you about it as soon as I remind you that if you got a cruise planned in the future, you might want to spend a few minutes preparing ahead of time by shopping for some cruise essentials in the Midships Amazon store, because in there you can find everything I take with me on every single cruise, like this little battery-operated fan. It's been on sale lately, and this thing was a lifesaver in the Caribbean heat the other day. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description down below. It's a great way to support this channel. Thank you very much. All right, so let's get back to the comedy club. The other night, I swear, the comedian was about to roast me, probably for cruising solo, like, why you got no friends, bro? Something like that. When this girl, somewhere in her mid-20s, she stands up in the absolute middle of the club, and she yells, "I brought condoms so I can get laid as much as I can." I kid you not. And I think it goes without saying that the comedian's head turned so fast that he could have broken his neck, because his next punchline, she was standing right there in front of him. And I tell you what, this girl, she stood there heckling him like it was her own private show for 5 to 10 minutes. Nobody from the ship's crew came to stop her or have her sit down or remove her. She was so drunk that she was literally saying, "Yeah, I'm hoping to sleep with as many people as I can on the ship," literally yelling this in a room full of hundreds of people. I mean, the Love Boat was a good show, but come on now, girl, class it up a little bit, right? You know? So what do you think? Is Carnival Freedom a ship full of unforgettable experiences, for better or for worse? Carnival, if you're listening, it's my personal opinion that you need to rethink your alcohol policies. It is not the marijuana crackdown that you're doing right now that's going to save your cruise line from its bad reputation. And this kind of bad behavior, you've been doing this for almost a year now with your crackdown, and it's obviously not making any changes. It's only getting worse. So instead of lining us up like we're criminals when we board the ship, sniffing us with drug dogs, why don't you rethink your alcohol policies? Instead of your 15 drink a day limit, why don't you instead think about doing a, 2 drink an hour limit, or every time you order a drink, you have to order a water. Something like that to curb this type of behavior, because honestly, it's getting out of hand. Your loyal cruisers, we're starting to look elsewhere for a quieter, classier experience, myself included. I just received a message on Instagram today from another travel influencer, and you know, she is not happy with her Carnival cruise. She might be going elsewhere. This is a trend, I don't know. But I want to hear from you. Have you ever witnessed anything like this happening on a cruise? Let me know in the comments down below. And one more thing, one more takeaway. This is not to bash the crew members or anybody working on this ship. This has been a fantastically run cruise ship. The cabin steward I have here, Ross, amazing dude. Got to meet the executive chef here. He is doing some amazing work. The best food I've ever had on a Carnival cruise. Everything is running like clockwork, but for some reason, the folks on this ship are causing a scene. If you made it this far into today's episode, well, thank you very much. Maybe you should consider becoming a subscriber here to the Midships channel. All my episodes, I promise, are kind of fun like this one. While you're down there subscribing, do me a huge favor. Tap on that thumbs up button if you think the booze is most likely causing these kind of problems on these Carnival cruises. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. And until next time, we'll see ya on the Midships. Whew, what a cruise. La 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 la.